Welcome to my weekly lecture in slow English. In here, I post a weekly blog where I talk about any specific topic where I'm going to be lecturing it in slow English so you can have a better distinction of the words that I say. You can take notes, have yourself some observations, and I'm going to be leaving some questions at the end of the video so you can answer them and you can put it in the comments and I'll give you my observations and corrections so you can improve your reading English and just to provide you general feedback for you to improve in English. So without further ado, let's see today's or this week's blog actually. So yeah, let's get to it. In this week's blog, I'm going to be talking about Adidas and Puma. The founders of Adidas and Puma were a family that started as a healthy family business and ended up becoming sworn enemies to the point that they were laid to rest on two different graveyard sites on the same cemetery. It is actually an interesting story, so let's check it out. And if you'd like to support this channel, I'll leave some links in the description. You can check my Substack, my PayPal, or any kind of support is much appreciated. So yeah, let's get to it. Adidas and Puma, how a sibling rivalry gave rise to two giants of the sports world. The world famous shoe brands, Puma and Adidas, were born from this rivalry. These two companies became iconic giants in the world of sporting goods. The elder brother Rudolf was born in 1898, with the younger brother Adolf coming 2 years later in 1900. Adolf, or Adolf, was colloquially known as Adi amongst friends and family. Christoph Dassler, the father, worked in a shoe factory, which often led to speculation that the two brothers were inspired by their father to enter the shoe business. Adi wanted to be an athlete and he used to participate in various games. That experience showed him that there were no suitable shoes for players to wear in any sport. Adi believed that if a specialized type of shoe could be made for specific sports, then the performance of players would improve. But before he could pursue his ambition, the First World War broke out and he was sent to fight in Europe after joining the military. After returning home from the war, Adi set up a small shoe factory in his mother's bathroom. Shortly afterward, started making athletic footwear and sandals in his small factory. Germany experienced a severe economic depression after the war, and the struggle to buy the raw materials needed for shoes became unsurmountable. That's why he started collecting discarded army gear from across the war-torn countryside. He started making shoes from the skins of discarded army helmets and water bags, slippers from the fabric of abandoned parachutes. In addition to the lack of raw materials, low electrical supply was another challenge, which limited his ability to operate his shoe-making machinery. 2 years later, Rudolf joined Adi's shoe-making business and the two formed a company. Adi, the innovator between the two, looked after the technical aspects of shoemaking, while Rudolf took charge of sales, marketing, and promotions. The Dassler brothers started producing football boots made from leather in 1925. The bottom of these boots had nail studs and track shoes with spikes, which were a new innovation at the time. With a workforce of only a dozen, they produced up to 50 pairs of shoes a day. They achieved their first major success at the 1928 Amsterdam Olympic Games, and the Dassler Brothers Shoe Company became the favorite shoes of competitors in the 1932 Los Angeles and 1936 Berlin Olympics. In the 1936 Olympics, U.S. track and field star Jesse Owens won all 4 gold medals wearing Dassler's shoes. With Owens winning the medal, Dassler's company became an international institution in the sports world and their sales skyrocketed. Rudolf went to war when World War II began, while Adi stayed on to run the company. Despite all of the crisis, the company continued to produce shoes for players. By 1943, they were the only sports shoe company in Germany. However, during the final 2 years of the wars, the factories were closed and they were forced to produce weapons. After the war ended, differences between the two brothers began to arise. After the two brothers split up, they also split the company assets between them. Adi formed Adidas shortly after and continued producing shoes under the new name. Rudolf, on the other hand, took his business to the other side of the river. There he opened a company called Ruda, then later renamed it to Puma. The family and the city was also divided into two parts. Some workers joined Adidas, some went to Puma, but a fierce and lasting rivalry developed between the two parties. With each side of the river declaring support for their respective companies, any Adidas fan wearing Adidas shoes would find themselves unwelcome on the Puma side of the river. The division went so deep that in the end both sides would have their own bakery, bar, and sports club. While the two brothers never reconciled while alive, time has done much to dull the rivalry between the two families. Frank Dassler, grandson of Rudolf Dassler, grew up wearing Puma shoes, but now works for Adidas as the company's chief legal counsel. He faced pushback from his family at the time, even from the citizens of the city, but Frank did not care. The workforce has also diversified. Now most of the employees of both companies are from outside the city, and the few people in the city who are still employed by the two companies are not as competitive as before. While employees of the two companies do make comments about each other's clothes when they meet on the street, now this is done purely for fun. Alright, so this was my weekly blog post. As always, I like to talk about random topics in English for you to improve your listening skills and take notes and observations. And if you like this video, feel free to drop a like, leave a comment, and don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel. Each week I talk about different topics and tips to improve your target languages, which is English and Spanish. So definitely consider that. And I also encourage you to check my Substack. It's in the description, where I give more tips on a weekly basis. So you get one blog post each Saturday. So definitely look forward to it. And yeah, without anything else to say, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.